How does that calling happen? Tell me a bit about that calling that came in your mind, because entrepreneurship is about calling, right? You felt very strongly about a need.
Yeah.
A lot of times people would say कि यार ये need तभी इंसान के दिमाग में आता है when a person experiences that problem. At that point of time, you were not yet in motherhood.
No.
But you still had a calling to say that this is really a practical problem that needs solution. Perhaps one of the reasons that problem's empathy towards understanding that problem also accelerated because you were dealing with healthcare in McKinsey.
Yeah.
Right? But India is very different. India market is very different. India consumer mindset is very different. So थोड़ा सा हमें ये बता कि when did you know that yes, this is what I want to do, and start by talking about the shaping of the idea? Because a lot of times what happens, and for our viewers Naiyya, ideation and implementation में ज़मीन आसमान का फर्क होता है.
Correct.
Great ideas, unless they are implemented, are useless.
Correct.
But decent ideas, if they are implemented in an excellent manner, can become a great product, a great vision. So take us through that ideation to the implementation stage of BabyChakra.
No, so and I fully agree, by the way. I mean, I'm all for like, when people ask me, idea versus like operations, I'm like, listen, it's toughest being a strong operator and getting stuff done, right? I actually did my, at McKinsey, right? I was working in maternal and child health in India. So I was working with the Gates Foundation at that point in time, and we were building out the maternal and child health nutrition strategy for like from Bihar, but to scale it across India.
Okay.
And I think two observations I had, right, Vinayak, which were very, very potent for me. One was that, if you look at the best communities in terms of health outcomes, right, in villages at that point in time, right, it's communities. Mothers have formed mom groups where the doctor from the public PHC or the Asha worker, the Anganwadi worker comes in at the right time, offers advice and takes measures things in a very non-judgmental way, where the family gets involved in the care protocols, right? So ये मुझे community की जो feel है ना, and the power of community, especially in healthcare outcomes, I think it became very evident to me through that period in time. The second thing I think I took away from that experience was also the power of personalized care, right? Because every mother is different, every journey is different, every child is different. If you can't give the same cookie cutter advice to a mother and expect the same outcomes to happen, right? So what I would see there is, of course, it requires massive human intervention, right? Where you're giving you're trying to understand data, giving very painstaking information. And what stayed with me was, is there a way to scale this and create hyper-personalized, hyper-relevant, experiences through digital platforms? So I think that was, the seed of the idea of BabyChakra. And of course, then the power you see, right? I mean, like even on the ground, right, in multiple villages and communities, you can see the like you just see the outcomes, the children are healthier, there's a future generation that's completely transformed its life. We have like cases of like stunting, undernutrition, so many cases. And they are very, very easily solvable, right, through the right information. So anyway, that was like, I think just became like a complete kida for me. I think what I probably would do a little bit differently is that I was very, very driven by impact and very driven by change and scale and all that happened. I don't think I ever really thought about the business case kya ho sakta hai. I mean, like, wo figure out karenge. So one thing I would do differently today to every entrepreneur is like, business case kya hai for every problem you're trying to solve for. Put that in place parallelly as you build out the business.
Absolutely.
That's of
business
course
without
been a
a
learning.
business case beyond a point is...
It's just difficult to build out on its own, right? And
it's a great idea with emotion, but tangibility is also in the business case.
Correct. And I think, of course, we figure out the business case of it, right? Over time. But I think we could have done that much earlier in our journey.